Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma Campbell and I make videos all about motherhood and lifestyle, sharing some tips and tricks along the way. As you could have told by today's title, we are making some Boobie biscuits. So these have become a really big trend, I want to recently, sort of maybe in the last year or so. Basically cookies that enhance your lactation. I just started making my own. And I've recently found a recipe that is delicious. Like, it doesn't taste like Brewers yeast. It doesn't taste disgusting. It actually tastes just like a normal cookie. It's delicious. And I myself, I'll be honest, I haven't had any trouble with my milk supply. In saying that, I've always added Brewers yeast into my diet since starting breastfeeding, so I'll have Brewers yeast in like my smoothies or my oats and stuff, so I couldn't say for sure whether these biscuits have changed my milk supply. However, I did make them for my sister-in-law and they definitely increased hers. This is my inexpensive make from home with mostly ingredients you probably will have. Obviously the one ingredient that you might not have in your cupboard is the Brewers yeast, which is basically the milk making ingredient. So I just got this at Woolies. You can get it at Woolies, Coles, you can get it at any health food store. It's really easy to get. It's probably just the one thing that you might not have. You're gonna want your bowl. I've got this really cute bowl that I got from, I think from Big W or Target, but I got it like 2 years ago. I just think it's really cute. I actually don't use it very often because it's heavier, but for the sake of filming, I thought that I would get out my pretty bowl. We're gonna add all of our dry ingredients, which is 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. However, you can substitute for coconut sugar if you wanted. So that can go in. 1 cup of oats. So oats are another food that is supposed to help boost your supply. 1/2 cup of coconut, and then I have 1 cup of self-raising flour. So 1 cup self-raising flour. Brewers yeast, we're going to go in with 3 tablespoons. Now this stuff smells pretty rotten. Doesn't really taste amazing either, so I wouldn't be going and tasting it on its own. And then we're going to go in with 140 grams of butter. So I use Natalex, Kinsley has CMPI, so we avoid dairy and soy in this household. So I use Natalex because it is a completely dairy and soy free butter option. Otherwise you can just use normal butter. You do want that butter to be soft enough that you can like stir things around. So just pop it in the microwave for like 20 seconds. Yeah, just so it's soft enough. Or you can keep your butter out until it's gone to room temperature beforehand, which I did not do. Now, before putting the butter into the into the dry ingredients, one, you're going to want to mix the dry ingredients around so it's a nice blended mess. All of the ingredients we've put in are pretty clumpy, so you're probably going to spend a bit of time declumping, especially the Brewers yeast. You really want to get in and burst any of those brewer yeast little pockets, because that is the last thing you want, is to bite into your cookie and get a big old chunk of Brewers yeast. So before we add the wet ingredients, the butter, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey, or a roundabout, however you decide to do it. I'm not much of a measurer. And then, yeah. I'm just going to use a small fork to mix the honey and the butter. So we're just going to add that. Somebody has awoken from their nap and is deciding to join the fun. Where are we up to? Hey Bubba, say hi! Just given her a little snack and then her toy avocado to play with. So we've popped our butter and honey in here, so we can start giving that a mix. Now this is where you're going to have to sort of judge for yourself. Sometimes that measurement works out perfect for me, other times not so much. Sometimes it can still be a bit dry, in which case I'll add some water or even some more honey to the recipe. Again, it's just up to you. If it's seeming a little bit dry, go for gold, add a little more, but if you've ever made Anzac biscuits, that's sort of the consistency that we want. I'm going to add a little bit more honey to mine. So it's probably about half a tablespoon. And then also about half a tablespoon of water. What are you doing? Are you watching Mummy? Still deciding whether she wants to be awake or not. She's had a big morning. We're currently looking at daycare, which is very daunting, very difficult endeavor basically. I didn't realize like how many things you want to look for in a daycare, and just generally like going into somewhere that's perfectly fine but just not having that good feeling. I don't know, I just never realised how difficult it was going to be to try and find a daycare. But that's what we're doing at the moment. I'm meant to be going back to work next month, at the end of next month, so hopefully we'll find somewhere soon. As you can see, we've got like that Anzac biscuity sort of texture going on. Basically now I'm just going to line a few trays. Just get in. And I like to roll them in a nice little ball. So, sort of that size. I don't even know what that is. It's smaller than a golf ball. And pop that onto the tray. And then once I've done them all, so I usually will do like, on this small tray, I'll probably do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll just use a fork and bump them down, and I'll show you that once I'm finished. So this recipe is made 26 cookies. You can make them bigger or smaller, it's up to you. This I find to be like a good snack size. I would as well potentially make them even half this size, and they're little mini cookies. I'm definitely a snacker, so for me it's probably actually better if I were to make them smaller, because then I could eat more. But yeah, that's up to you how big you make them. But I just go through with a fork and give them a squish down, this sort of desired thickness. They do spread a little bit, so I wouldn't be putting them too close together. So these are now ready to go into the oven. I will put them in one tray at a time for about 10 minutes. So they can cook from anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes. I put them in for about 10 and then give them a check. I like them to be a little bit crispy on the outside, so just give them a cook until they're getting brown on the outside, and then just depends on how you like your cookie. If you like it to be a little bit softer, take them out at about 8. If you're like me and you like them to be a bit crispier, take them out at 10. And if you like them to be crunchy, take them out at 12. But we'll chuck them in and we will check back in with you once they're cooked. And now they are obviously ready to enjoy. Oh my goodness. This is good. Yeah. That's good stuff. So yeah, there you have it. A very easy, very simple recipe for homemade Boobie biscuits that actually taste delicious, biscuits you actually want to eat and that actually work. Something I did forget to mention is that these biscuits are totally customizable. If you want to make them choc chip, go ahead, add choc chips, add dates, add raisins, add whatever you want to the mixture. But honestly, they're really good just as is. So let me know if you do give this recipe a try. Let me know how it turns out for you and if they work. Either way, they're literally just yummy to eat. But go ahead, if you liked this video, please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and it will help me know what type of content you like seeing, if you like seeing this sort of thing, some homemade. I love cooking, I love making dupes for all of these really expensive items, so this was really fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. But that is us. We're gonna sign off and we're gonna go and indulge in some biscuits and a coffee and possibly a bit of playtime, and we will see you in our next video.